You're listening to the Record Store Podcast. I'm your host, John Champion, and I'm joined by someone I really, truly admire and look up to. You've heard him on episode 9 of the show. I'm talking with the one and only DJ Prince. DJ Prince, how you doing, man?
I am all right with the Chancellor 3000. How are you?
Man, I'm trying to be like you when I grow up, just cool all the time. Listen, the last time I had you on the show, we were just really getting into the whole lockdown craziness. That was back in April. And man, you had this great idea, and you've taken that idea, put it into action. It's beautiful. Tell people about the Club 3121, please.
Club 3121 Live. Club 3121 Live is something that I've been trying to do for a long time. I kind of had an audience with a online radio broadcast, years ago, and I stopped doing it. And the audience that I had at the time, I lost base with them. So I wanted to start it back up once the pandemic started, but I didn't know how to do it. I was going to do it in the traditional sense of doing the radio, to where it was just radio. But then DJ D Nice came out with Club Quarantine. And I kind of liked his concept of it. I didn't watch it. I just heard all of the attention behind it, and I thought, well, that's a good concept, but I didn't know how to implement Prince into it. Do it our own way. So I just said, well, let's do. You remember on the show, we even talked about it. I was like, I want to start an online stream thing and what to call it and what have you. So I think we decided on your show to name it Club 3121 Live. And so the concept was the inspiration was given by D Nice, but I want to do it Prince style. I want to do it Prince way, in our way. Not quite copy him, but the concept of what he had, copy that and just take it from there. So that's spawned in Club 3121 Live, and we are 88 followers deep now.
Love it.
And I love it, man. It's a lot of work behind the scenes that people don't know about. But it's worth it in the end. I enjoy doing it.
Man, you have really made it a beautiful thing. I've been watching it from the first night. And again, it's just such a beautiful lounge. I'm loving the graphics. I'm loving what you're doing with the computers and the animation. Man, it's just something that people need to see. And, and it's not just like you're just sitting there playing music. I mean, there's like the music's playing. You're talking to people. They can interact via chat. You're doing theme nights. Tell the people about some of these theme nights and movies, because these are awesome.
Prince has a wide variety of music, and what I've done over time in my mind when I listen to his music, I categorize his songs. And if you can go back per album and start to do it and start to see that a lot of his songs fall into specific categories, and I think he intentionally released songs on albums to feed that category or to beef up that category. So a lot of the albums that he released, people were like, well, this song don't fit, or I like these songs, I didn't like this song. I didn't see it that way. I saw it more so as just collection of body of work that he put out to beef up his category of rock tracks, beef up his category of, Prince is like the king of baby making music. So the slow baby making music.
Nobody does it better than him.
Nobody does it better than him. And so like the spiritual tracks, the guitar tracks, the piano tracks, and what I started to do was just kind of categorize them all into different playlists. And I listened to these playlists over time, just over and over and over again, depending on what mood I was in, and it became a feel or a theme. So what I'm doing with 3121 Live is taking these songs, taking these playlists, and just having we're doing the Love Sexy revisit on Saturday.
Okay.
And it would be nothing but Love Sexy from that era, from that time. And I'm going to incorporate the Black Album into it too, because you can't really have one without the other. You can't have Love Sexy without the Black Album. I don't think you can have the Black Album without Love Sexy. So
awesome.
These are just ideas that I've had along for the duration of time of listening to his music, and to keep it interesting and keep it, to break up the monotonous behind it, we're having theme nights, and Love Sexy is this weekend. We had Purple Rain revisited. We're going to do a Sign of the Times when the Sign of the Times Deluxe is released. We're going to do a Sign of the Times release party. And it's going to be nothing but Sign of the Times. And then like they're incorporating a DVD in with that release. So not only will we listen to the music, but then that's where the video got set up in it, because I started to try to incorporate the video so we can set up for the Sign of the Times release and watch the video that comes with that. So it's worked out. I mean, it just so worked out that we've had very successful theme nights. I think the most recent one was guitar, where we focus on most of his guitar tracks, and I'm able to record them now and load them on Mixcloud so we can go back and listen to it. So yeah, a lot of success with the themes. A lot of people like them, and we're gonna. It's a lot of them coming. There's a lot more to come. We've done a lot so far, but we've got a lot more coming with the different thing. Like the next one after Love Sexy, I'm gonna try to go into God is Alive and do his spiritual music, and do a night of that. So, because I mean, that's never been done before. I think people don't focus on his different genres. He has a piano and microphone genre. We'll probably do that one night. So there's a lot in store to come. The Sign of the Times listening party, Love Sexy this weekend, and then you got God is Alive coming. So it's just a lot of different things. We've done Purple Rain. We've done the Quiet Purple Storm. Got a lot of attention with the slow tracks and the instrumentals and the environmental music. So just trying to keep it interesting, keep it somewhat entertaining, and theme nights have been a huge success. We'll just keep them rolling.
You have, I'm taking people back that maybe haven't heard episode 9. Tell me about your collection of Prince music. I mean, you got some serious knowledge. You got a serious collection. Talk to me about that collection. How long you've been collecting?
I've been collecting Prince music since I want to say, since I was little. I mean, I've been listening to him since I was 3, but I started collecting in '87, I want to say. I bought my first cassette tape, and it was Sign of the Times. And computers started, I mean, in '87, computers just started now hit. The internet hadn't taken off yet. So it was really the timing of it all, like when I started collecting, and then here comes AOL and the internet and computers. So what I started to do was transfer all of my tapes and all of my records to the computer. Prior to MP3 and Napster and everything else, I just wanted to have like a catalog of it and have it somewhere safe. So I would transfer everything to my computer, and it just grew. It grew from, I think I was 12 years old when I started, and every year when an album came out, or whenever I went and got music computers, I just loaded it onto the computer, and that's how it started. So now, 30-some years later, I've got about, I think it's 151 gigs of music, 171 gigs of music, which turns out to be about 60-something days of nonstop. If you start playing it today, then 62 days later, all from, track after track after track, it'll play until that day comes. So there's a lot of stuff. I only tickle half of it with Club 3121 Live. There's still so much more that I haven't listened to, I haven't played, because I'm big on quality of it. I don't want it to be low noise or low sounding quality. I want to bring the good stuff. So I kind of pull the best sounding stuff or the most interesting stuff out of the catalog, and that's what I focus on for Club 3121 Live. But it's there's days and days and days of music. We can do it forever. Because my wife was like, do you ever think the content or is gonna get repetitive or monotonous? I'm like, no, it's just so much stuff.
So much, man.
It is. So, and then you incorporate the videos into it too. And it's a lot of videos that, a lot of people don't know exist. And so I'm just trying to get people to see that, and the true Prince fans, the one that loves the music, that's who Club 3121 is for. And I've said it many times in the broadcast. If you're a Prince fan, you have to see this, or you have to hear this. I can't see how you haven't experienced it yet. So I feel like it's my duty. God blessed me with the ability to collect his music, and I've been blessed with, a plethora of Prince music to have and to cherish. And I feel selfish just keeping it for myself and not sharing it with people. So
well, I'm so glad
the videos and the tracks and what have you, I just wanted to share it with those who care.
Man, that is awesome. I appreciate you, and I'm so glad you are sharing all this great stuff. Now, we were talking before the show started. What else is planned? I know, man, it's like you're always innovating and always trying to do cool stuff. What you got planned for the club?
I mean, we're incorporating the video nights in now to watch parties with like a theater screen and what have you. A lot of people with the pandemic have not gone out and have not been to a movie theater, so hopefully you can come to Club 3121 Live and get the same feel of sitting in a movie theater and watching a video. But the videos will be next, or that we're doing that now, and the movies will be next. But we're going to take it to, I want to start calling club members, like, and see how they're enjoying Club 3121, like live on the air, on the video with Skype and FaceTime, and I want to catch you while you're logged in listening and see like how you're listening, what room you're listening to it in, and what you're doing when you and what have you. So I'll pick a random member any night to see if they're cool with it, and check with them to see, hey, can I call you on FaceTime or can I call you on Skype and record it, and let everybody see what you're doing and how you're listening to Club 3121. So that'll be the next level of getting more interactive with the members and the people.
Man, that is
and making it a little fun.
Yep. You're going to see a lot of living room sofas pulled back, the rug rolled up. That's it. People dancing.
I mean, but that's what makes it fun, and that's what makes it interesting. Believe it or not, I've got a lot of letters, personal emails and what have you, from people who listen and they tell me just how much Club 3121 has helped them and how they listen and how it's helped them through the pandemic. And so I want to share that experience. I don't like experiencing that stuff by myself, so I want to share those moments with everyone else and call people and say, hey, one of the members sent me an email, and she posted it in the Facebook group of how she uses her living room to exercise during the pandemic, and she's using Club 3121 as the music for it, So, I mean, I appreciate that, and it means a lot to me, so I just want to share that same experience with everybody else. And so the next level will be Skype and FaceTime and putting videos to faces and getting everybody an idea of how everyone's experiencing and enjoying the experience.
You post so much cool stuff, and on the last episode, when we talked, episode 9, you were telling me about your experiences traveling out to Paisley and interacting with Prince and other Prince fans. I ran into a post in the Facebook group you have. It's Prince on a motorcycle, and it's so fitting for the times. It's like, I think it's like a painting, and it's like Prince getting, stopped by the police on the Purple Rain bike. Man, now, you don't have to tell me who specifically gave that to you, but were you just searching, or did somebody reach out to you and send it? Because that's a powerful piece, man.
It is a powerful piece, and I wanted to share it, and I want to make a shirt out of it.
Wow.
We got to get through the legal aspects of it all, but I'm constantly looking because I have in my mind of the image. With sound comes vision, from my point of view. Like, you can't listen to something without picturing it, and you can't picture something without trying to hear it. Like, if you watch the movie and the sound, you can't hear it, it's going to drive you crazy. So I'm constantly looking for images to go with the sound. And for the past couple of days, I'm usually up late night, 1, 2 o'clock in the morning when everybody's sleeping, I'm up. So I was looking on, I can't remember where it was, but I saw that image on, I want to say it was Pinterest that I saw it on.
Man.
And I was like, yo, so I copied and saved it. And usually when I post something, I'll save it and have it for a while and then post it later. So that night, it was late night, I saw that image, saved it, went to bed and laid in bed and thought about it like the whole night. Like, wow, like that was just deep to me. And it was so fitting for the times. So I believe I posted it the next day. But yeah, that came just off the internet, just by random. I found it.
Right.
Can't believe no one else has kind of really put it out there. So again, I kind of see things as blessings. I feel, well, I'll take the liberties of posting it out. But I'm constantly looking and constantly feeding for Club 3121. That's why I say there's a lot that goes on behind it that a lot of people don't know. But I'm constantly looking for stuff to. The innovation, the materials, the videos, the pictures, the sounds, everything. I'm constantly looking for stuff to add to it.
Yeah, man, it is amazing. I tell you what, it's like a concert experience every time I check it out. And like I said, You got the chat room. Me personally, I hook TV and stereo up, and I'm looking at it on the big screen, and I got it going out of the speakers. So it sounds great. That messes me up because I can't interact with the chat. But yeah, man, you got people from all over the world listening and enjoying it, man. And
we do. I get a breakdown of it all, and people from the UK are there. We got a huge group from the UK there, and I love them to death. You got people from Canada that comes in. You got there's people from everywhere. I mean, from Montreal. There's people from Uganda, believe it or not, have tuned in. So it's starting to pick up in traffic, and I think even the guys that have been there from the beginning are now saying, "Hey, man, this is growing. Like they can see it. Like you started out with just a small group. Now it's getting bigger and bigger, and I'm greatly blessed for it, greatly appreciative of it. I'm just gonna try to keep it going."
Definitely, man. So now the big thing: how do people who aren't participating yet, how do they find it?
I started a Facebook group, and I think you're a huge part of that. You can go to Facebook, and there's constant links there. Just type in Club 3121 Live on Facebook, and it'll bring up the group. It's a private group, so you have to kind of ask to be a part of it.
Cool.
But once you're a part of it, you can come in, and everything happens through the Facebook group as far as the info, all of the scheduled dates and what have you. But then if that don't work, go to Twitch and just type in Club 3121 Live in the search, or type in DJ Prince 5000 in the search, and it'll pull up Club 3121 Live, and it's free. It doesn't cost you anything. To be part of the chat, you'll have to submit your email address, but you don't have to be part of the chat. But the chat room is popping. I mean, I love it. Those are my family. I love interacting with those guys in there. I love it when you come in there.
Oh, yeah.
So you definitely want to be a part of the chat. But we have a lot of people that are not part of the chat that watches. I call them ghost watchers. We have a lot of ghost watchers that don't log into the chat that you'll never know is there. They want to enjoy the experience. And the way that you do it, that's how I intended it. At first, I intended it for it to be through TV and the speakers. But looking at the summaries of it all, I know a lot of people look at it on their phone, so I've tried to adapt to them and make it a pleasurable experience for everybody, not just you on your TV and your surround sound, but with those on the phone and those who do it on the tablets and what have you. So yeah.
Oh yeah, man, it is great, man. So I'm gonna hit you up and ask you want to share a Prince story from your life that has really that you would say has shaped your love for music or your love for interacting with people?
I made a video when VCRs were out. I took like when the Grammys did like a tribute to him. I want to say it was '89, and they did like a little montage at the beginning of the tribute where there's a lot of video clips and what have you. So I learned with a VCR of how to edit videos and make my own videos. So I took like a collage of different videos that were made in award shows that was made on TV, and learned how to hook up out of my tape deck, hook up the audio into the back of it and record onto another VCR. So if you had two VCRs, you could record video.
Oh yeah.
So I figured out how to do that and made a video one time of My Name is Prince. When My Name is Prince was released as a single, he released like a maxi single, and he had like a house version on it that was like 7 minutes long. So I took that version and made a video of that song, and I let some guys hear it. I went to a summer program at Wake Forest University in North Carolina, and there were some guys there that I went to school with. It was like a learning camp for high school to prepare you for high school. And I took that video there and showed it to them, and those guys loved it, man. They was like, "Hey, man, let me hold this." We're talking to a record executive. These guys could sing. They were twins, and they could sing. And they was like, "Let us hold the video. We'll send them the video and show what you can do." And that was great for you to be able to just do this. Now, keep in mind, this is before the technology that's out now. Like I was doing that. It wasn't computers. I used 2 VCRs and made this clip.
For real.
And they loved it. And so they was like, "Yo, let me take it to him." So I gave them dudes the tape, man, and didn't think nothing else of. I forgot all about it or what have you. Never heard anything back. Never saw it again. Completely forgot. And then I'm watching like I think it was Video Vibrations or Video Soul one night. And sure enough, the video that I made, dude, somebody used it for like a tribute thing for him.
Wow.
And I was at first I didn't. I mean, I was listening to it. It wasn't watching it, and I heard the song, and the song wasn't the exclusive part. The exclusive part was the video. So when I heard the song, I was just listening to it at first, but then I turned around and started watching. And I'm like, yo, hold on, that looks familiar.
Hey,
Like that's the video I made right there. So I mean, it wasn't nothing I can do about it. I couldn't say, hey, you stole my video, or I couldn't get online and make a post saying, hey, you watch so and so and so and so that video. But what that let me know was, you know what, you actually have the ability to, you can do more than what you give yourself credit for. So it was that video that let me know you got something going here to where, you know, you can share the stuff that you have and the stuff that you do that you like to do just for yourself. You know, the reaction that you will get from the public and people will be pretty good if you just share it with people. So it was at that moment, I think I was probably maybe 14 or 15, maybe 16 when that happened. It was at that moment where I realized that, you know, I have an avenue, I have a God-given talent, a blessed talent to be able to make his stuff pop like that. So that's when I started making mixes, you know what I mean? And that let me know that, yeah, even though I make it just for me and it may seem corny to me, somebody else will like it. So that's when the confidence of me making my mixes and sharing my experiences and sharing the theme nights and what have you, that gave me the confidence to do so and not be scared of how it's going to be received or if it was going to be, you know, rejected or what have you. So, that's my Prince story. That's my Prince story for motivation, inspiration, in the sense of, you know.
That's beautiful, man.
Yeah.
That's beautiful. And I'm glad you are still creating, still making great stuff, even though he's gone. I mean, he left behind so much great music, so much stuff that, you know, a lot of people just haven't heard. So it's just great to discover all this stuff, man. And
that's the purpose. That's the purpose behind Club 3121 Live. It wasn't to, you know, of course, the first thing people think about is that he's trying to get paid. I'm not trying to get paid from it. I'm not trying to compete with any other DJs out there. There's a lot of them. I'm not doing it for the numbers. I'm not doing it for monetary gain. I sincerely want to share with you and everybody else. You know, I couldn't do it without Marcia. I couldn't do it without Miss Trina. I couldn't do it without All Good Atwood or Thrive Factory and Pretty Tony and you. But for Prince fans, if you call yourself a Prince fan, there are things that you should have heard and seen and experienced to where you can say, okay, you have that in your mental repertoire. And I think of it from the perspective of me being a Prince fan. These are things that I would want to see and hear. So I try to present that to you so y'all have it and say, hey, I've seen that, I've heard that, and I've experienced that. So, you know, when the other Prince fans come, can say, hey, have you heard, or I heard a guitar solo on Just My Imagination. Have you ever heard it? You know, I don't want you to be able to say, no, I haven't heard. I don't know what you're talking about. No, it's with Club 3121 Live. You're like, yeah, I heard that. You know, come to the club and check it out. I got a DJ Prince. He put me on to it, as opposed to other DJs or what have you to just brag or hit on stuff because they can say they have it. I don't do that. I'd rather share it with you. So that's the purpose behind Club 3121 Live.
That is awesome, man. Anything else you want to tell the people?
No, just come by. Just come by. And if you, you know, if you are bored with the pandemic and everything is stressing you out, come on by Club 3121 Live. I promise you, you'll enjoy it. You know, we're growing. It's a growing community. It's a growing club. And I want to thank you for what you've done. Like I told you before we started, none of this, right after we did the first podcast, episode 9, that's when everything started off. So shout out to Mr. Chancellor, Mr. John Champion, and the Record Store Podcast, because y'all put it out there and you really got everything started. You got the wheel and the ball in motion and the wheel spinning. So I appreciate you greatly. Always much respect to you. And now I want to get you to come to the club so we can get you on Club 3121, man. Do the same thing.
No, I will be there. I will be there. I thank you, man. But listen, man, I'm going to wrap this up, and I will see you for the Special Love Sexy. That's what's up. And thanks again, DJ Prince.
No problem. Thank you, Mr. Chancellor 3000.
You got it.